What is happening, lovely people? Thank you so much for clicking on my video. My name is Liza Live and welcome to my channel. Woo! So I have brought to you today the absolute wedding planning series, the one and only you will ever need. So grab your drinks, grab your tea, glass of wine, whatever it is that you're drinking, buckle up and let's go, let's get it. So you said yes. You actually said yes to the best man in the world. You said yes to the man of your dreams. You said yes to daddy, the one that you want to have babies with. Yeah, girl. And now you're thinking, what am I gonna do? I have to plan a wedding. Yes, we have a wedding to plan. I'm so excited for you, girl. Honestly, this episode is the first ever of the series. It's episode 1 and we're naming it the post-engagement series. It's all about fun, it's all about relaxation, it's all about imagination, it's all about what you want. First of all, let me introduce myself properly. I'm Liza, and why am I qualified? Why am I here yapping your ears off? Why do I think I can share this series with you? Well, let me tell you. I got married last year in October to the man of my dreams, the most handsome man in the world, the best to ever do it. Anyway, let me not go on and on. I got married last year in October. I'm from a Ghanaian background. I was born in Ghana. I live in England. My partner, he lives here in England with me. And so we had 3 weddings. We had the traditional Ghanaian wedding. We're both Ghanaian, so we had to do the cultural aspect of things where there's bride price involved, there's negotiations, all that kind of stuff. We had to do that, so that was the one ceremony. We also had the white legal wedding because of course we had to sign some papers now, okay? So we had that, and we also had our white wedding, which was the finale, the one that tied it all in and made it absolutely secure because we did it before God and man and in front of the loved ones that we have. So those are the 3 things that we did, and so I just want to share my experience with you guys. All the things that I went through, all the positive things that I went through, all the negative things that I went through, I just want to share with you guys, and all the tips and tricks, all the vendors that I used, and obviously tell you guys all about my experience. And then obviously the hopes of this video is that you can pick from it what works for you and what doesn't, okay? Because we're all different people. Some people will only ever have just one wedding. Some people, they will never have like a big wedding, they'll just have a court signing. All of that, every single aspect of it, I will be talking about it. And so this is why I feel I'm qualified to be sat in front of you right now yapping, okay? And so yeah, let's get back into it. Now, so you've gotten engaged and you're like still on cloud 9. I remember when I was on cloud 9, guys. Nobody could tell me nothing. I could not sleep properly. I went to work and I was literally like typing away like anyway, so I know exactly how you're feeling, girl. Congratulations to you, man, them as well. Well done for popping a question to your girl of your dreams. God absolutely bless you, because what you have done, what a lot of million other people can do. Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that you got engaged. I am so proud of you. I am so happy for you. But the season is about to start. So what you're gonna do, number 1, before anything else, what you're gonna do right now that you've said yes to the man of your dreams, you're gonna go and enjoy yourself. Yeah, whether or not you got proposed to over dinner, whether or not you got proposed to over a party, whatever it is, you still need that time where you and your partner are enjoying yourself. Somebody told me this and I didn't really understand it, because I was just thinking, oh no, I want to straight away get into like planning, like let's go chop chop, we don't have time. But guys, whether you're getting married in 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, you need this moment, trust me, because you're about to start a journey that is crazy. Obviously depending on the type of wedding that you're having, it is absolutely crazy. If you've said yes, what you really need to do, guys, is literally take time off to rest and take time off to go on a date. Take time off to do the thing that you and your partner love doing the most. Do you know why I say this? Because you have to make a whole lot of decision making throughout, unless you're eloping, which even I feel like with eloping you still have to be making decisions. Literally, like, regardless, you're gonna have to decide some kind of something. And deciding something when you have two different people dealing with it can always bring disagreement. It can always bring conflict. It can always bring uncomfortable conversation. And so you do need to take time to rest and enjoy one another, well, enjoy each other before you get into the decision making. Okay, I'm in control. The reason you need to enjoy your time is because whenever you're in that process, especially taking it from my personal experience, I had a year to plan my wedding with my husband. And so because we took time to enjoy ourselves, whenever we had conflict or we had misunderstandings or we had issues down the line, we were able to revert back to the good times and remember, why are we doing this? Okay, enjoy yourself, have so much fun. I think take a minimum of a week. If you can take a month, I know it's hard because I couldn't do a month. I could never do such a thing.
Never do such a thing.
Because what do you mean wait a whole month before starting to look for my venue and stuff? But obviously what I'm saying is, depending on your unique situation, take as much time as you can before you start getting into the realness of things, because when it starts getting real, it's very hard to go back to the beginning again. So you have now rested, you have now gone on your date, you've gone on a picnic, you've traveled, you've done whatever it is, you have shared the news to the world. So when we got engaged, my partner and I, we did not share the news immediately. I believe we waited about a week or two. I can't really remember. By the time this video is out, my proposal story is out, so you can go and watch my proposal video, the vlog. It's got a lot of information on there, but what I will say is my partner needed to have asked permission for my hand in marriage before doing the proposal, because he had to give respect to my dad. What do you mean? I am one of four. Only girl, only daughter of my mom, Jemama Mami Kwa. What's your see? Yeah, so he had to do things right. I don't know what your culture allows you to do or not do. What he needs to do is make sure he has done that. Once your partner has asked you the question and you said yes, you've now called all your people, you've, you know, had the debrief where they're telling you if anybody was helping with the planning, where they tell you what they had to go through to surprise you. Or maybe you're not that surprise kind of babe, I hear it. Maybe you're not into surprises, maybe you're that babe that really wants to know what's going on, and maybe you even helped with the planning of your proposal. I don't know, whatever rocks your boat, innit? So once you've done all of that, you shared the news with your partner and everything, you've now taken time off to rest and enjoy yourselves, just you and him, nobody else, not your mom, not your sisters, not your friends, nobody, just you and your partner. You've done all of that and that is out of the way. What you're now gonna do post engagement, what you're gonna now do is have the deep conversation. After waiting that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months that you've waited to enjoy yourselves, you now need to get into the seriousness of things. Most people go straight to say, okay, let's pick a date. Most people go straight to say, let's pick a venue. Most people, everybody's different, but I believe if you are gonna listen to me, take with you what you will, but I personally think before you go into any of that, before you go into planning the date, the venue, whatever it is, do you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna sit down and speak to your partner. You're gonna have a spreadsheet. You're gonna have a Pinterest mood board, whatever it is that you rocks your boat, because obviously not everybody's a visual person, so maybe just writing a note is enough for you. Maybe putting it into a whole visual perspective of things is what you're more into. It depends on you and your partner. So you guys will have to set a date to sit down and do all things wedding talk. Guys, this is about to get serious. So you're gonna have that date set, and then you're gonna sit down, and what you're gonna do is have your pen and paper at the very least, and you're gonna sit down and speak to each other. I'd like to think that you would have already spoken about these type of things as during the dating period before getting here, but just to reiterate, because now it's getting real, okay? When you met him 2, 3 years ago, 6 months ago, whatever many months ago, that may have been a thing of just, yeah, what I've seen on social media, but in reality now that you're in this moment, what do you want for your wedding? Do you want a small intimate wedding? And when I say intimate, I don't mean like Nigerian intimate, which is 250. When people say intimate, I feel like intimate means different things to different people. Someone can call a 10 people intimate. Some people can say 150, 250, 300 is intimate. And that's because compared to their culture, they may do normally 1,000 plus. Do you get what I'm saying? So for you and your partner, you need to decide, are you having an intimate wedding or are you having a big wedding, okay? A big fat wedding. Which one is it, your vibe? If you find yourselves having two opinions where one person wants an intimate one, the other person wants a big wedding, what are you gonna do? Let's not even talk about compromise at the moment. What you're gonna do is put all the ideas out there. So you're gonna say what you want, he's gonna say what he wants, you're gonna write it down, and you're gonna later on sit down and check what you have in common, and then the ones that you disagree with, that's where you're gonna have to compromise and come and meet in the middle. Now, man, them, this is where I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this to you. Send this to your husband to be, your fiance. I am holding your hands while I say this to you, lovely, my lovely guy. Please, the wedding is all about the woman. I am so sorry to say. Yes, you're the one that's marrying her, but let's be real. Did you really dream about getting married when you was younger? No, let's be real. Unless you did, then that's fine. Let's not generalize the thing. But normally, it's all about the girl. So you have to be you have to have a way. You know, like I feel like there's so many times where in my personal experience, I wanted certain things done, and my partner had a way of breaking it to me the reality without being harsh, and it works. Nowadays, it's a big thing that people do. If you're from ethnic background, a lot of people are doing this thing where they do like a joint white wedding and an ethnic wedding all together in one day. Is that something that you're interested in, or do you just want a celebration spread over weeks? Those type of things. Throw all your ideas down, like write every single thing down. You can discuss things like the colors that you're interested in. My personal experience, I literally took charge of all of this. Obviously, if your partner is interested in contributing to the side of things as well, you need to allow him to, because it's still his wedding too, really and truly. But yeah, let's put all the ideas now out at this stage. Like, let's not stress too much to get to the finish line. I think one of my big issues during wedding planning was I was really trying to get to the end product really quickly and miss the stages. This is something that you're gonna go through step by step, especially if you are having a big wedding. If you're not gonna have a simple cool wedding where you just go sign it and then have a little party, then this is not for you. But if you're having a wedding where it's like a big wedding, a typical, you know, black people wedding, then this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna throw all your ideas out there. What are the colors that are a no for you? Like, I absolutely do not want yellow. Like, I wouldn't want to do yellow at all. And so those things that you definitely do not want, you can put it out there. And obviously, don't get into a fight at this stage. Just ideas. Put everything down. And ladies, here's a little tip for you. Just because he says no now doesn't mean he's not gonna accept it later on. You're gonna have to compromise. But we are gonna get to it at that stage. I feel like right now I don't want to overwhelm you with so much. So just put your ideas down. Don't be so in the spirit of I'm gonna have what I want, because guess what, it causes a lot of friction, and you don't want to argue. You don't want to start the wedding planning on a bad note and fight in a sense that it now feels very draining. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to do that. So put all your ideas down. What colors do you want? What colors do you not want? What kind of food would you want? Would you want a destination wedding? Would you want a local wedding? Would you want to travel? Because obviously, if you live in England together or UK together and you live in different aspects or areas, are you gonna go to the ladies' side? Because in my culture, usually you have to go to where the woman is from for the traditional side of things. Or are you gonna have a middle ground that makes sense for both parts or both parties? Yeah. So you have to have these type of conversations. Every single thing. Like, if you've ever dreamt of having a destination wedding, if you've ever dreamt of having, you know, bubbles rise up, or a horse, or anything that you have in your imagination that you've ever thought of, now's the time to bring it down. Write every single thing down. If you've ever dreamt that, oh, for my wedding I am having, you know, Taylor Swift come and do a performance, now is the time to write it down. Do you get what I'm saying? If you want anything that you want for your wedding, write it down at this stage. Also, at this stage, write down also whether you're gonna plan the wedding yourselves or whether you're gonna pay for a planner. Side note, I would always, after planning a wedding myself, I did plan with my husband, not by myself. Let me correct that. It wasn't just me, it was my husband and myself, the planning together. We did struggle, okay, and we did not have a personal life really. I kind of want to get into the downer side of things, like boo, potatoes, tomatoes. We're not doing that right now. But in your ideal world, do you think you would want to plan your wedding yourself? Does he think he wants to plan it himself? Like, does he want to maybe pay for a planner? This time, all you're doing is putting all your ideas down, putting all your vendors down. Like, if you've ever dreamt of using, you've heard of, you know, Moments to Remember as a good coordinator, is that who you've dreamt of to do your wedding all this time? now is the time. So every single idea, every single thought, every imagination that you guys have both had for time, now's the time to write every single thing down. Obviously I did say set a date and said I don't do this discussion, but it doesn't have to be that. It could be you go off and write everything down, and then maybe you can exchange it one day and then go through, just so you can have an idea of, oh, okay, this is what my husband wanted. Like, he wanted to have a wedding where he does his entrance on a boat, and then maybe you wanted a wedding where it was just, you know, court signed in and out. And then obviously once you've written all that down and you have a day where you exchange and like kind of go through it, you have an idea of what your partner wants. And while you now have the idea of what your partner wants, you can then start thinking of, okay, what can we do to come to a middle ground? Guys, it's gonna be so fun. I'm so happy for you. Okay, so what you're now gonna do after you've written all your ideas down, you've done your mood board, he's done his mood board, he's written everything that he needs to write, you've written yours, you've had that discussion, now you have an idea of what each person wants. I recommend you listening to the Unfiltered Bride, Vendor Table, and Bride Room. These three are the main podcasts. They also have a YouTube channel that I listen to literally from the very top of the, like, literally start from the top, watch all the videos from the start all the way to the end. By the way, watch Liza Live on YouTube as well. What do these do? Especially the Unfiltered Bride, it's made up of two ladies. One is a coordinator planner and the other one is a decorator, like a luxury decorator. What they do is talk you through how to plan your wedding properly, and also to, not really how to plan your wedding, but what to look up to. They also talk about some of the bad things that happen at weddings, some of the good things that happens at weddings. They give you ideas. You can take, guys, everything I'm telling you, it's your wedding. Don't let anybody tell you nothing. I don't think you understand the power that you have. It's your wedding. Yes, you obviously are going to accommodate your guests, your family and everything, but ultimately it's you and your husband that are going to pay for this wedding. It's you and your husband that are going to live with yourselves after the wedding. So make sure that it all comes back to what you and your husband want. So the Unfiltered Bride, I absolutely loved it because they really went in from the beginning, where they talk about stuff like even how to pick your wedding colors. Like, okay, maybe your favorite color is pink, but you don't want your groomsman wearing a pink suit. Or maybe your favorite color is purple, but you don't want purple flowers at your wedding. How are you going to incorporate other things? How are you going to pick the ultimate colors that make sense? Obviously, these things will help you decide, especially if you are planning the wedding yourselves. If you are using a wedding planner, that is also good because you can still have an idea of what to look out in vendors, what is a good wedding planner, what is not, what is the normal time to get a response. Because I remember when I was starting to look for vendors, when people wouldn't respond to me in 2 days, I'd usually give up hope and think, oh, why they not responding? But it's like, guys, you got to remember that these planners and these entrepreneurs, they don't even have a lot of staff working with them, so it might take them a little bit longer to get back to you. But also there is a time limit of when people are now taking the piss, you know what I'm saying? So it is really nice to listen to these things and just get your tips and tricks and pick out what works for you. And honestly, remember, take away what does not work for you. Like, don't go and listen to them and say, oh, but I don't agree with this, or but no. Have an open mind when you're listening to these podcasts. While you're listening to all of these, you will have your ideas and you can make your decision. So now that you put all your ideas down, you've put everything that you want to do for your wedding down, you've been watching these podcasts that I've recommended to you. Obviously, it's not going to be a one-day thing. You are going to have to watch it over the course of time. So yeah, it's just for tips and tricks, and obviously in your mind. Obviously, in the next episode, we're going to talk about coming together and compromising, basically building the skeleton of your wedding. So you and your partner, what are you going to do with all the information that you've now written down, and how are you going to proceed moving forward? So this episode has been post-engagement, what to do, and the next episode is going to be starting wedding planning. So I am so excited about this absolute beautiful series that I've got planned for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video right up until now. Please make sure you take away from this information that I've put out today. If you have been engaged recently, if you know somebody that got engaged, please send them this video. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy wedding planning. Mwah. Bye.